I believe it's so important for us to understand how our story lines up with God's story in His Word, and how we must realize that we're not here on earth to just exist and to live and to gather things for ourselves and to please ourselves, but we're here for a reason, and that reason is to serve and honor and glorify the Lord. I grew up in a large church in Independence, Missouri, and our church was filled with people who were on fire and loved God, and I caught that fire early on, and I, at a very early age, in my early teens, decided that I wanted to be a counselor. Originally, I started out as a dramatic productions major at Bob Jones University and did a lot of speech education and a lot of drama-related training. But in my sophomore year, I felt God pulling me towards counseling. As I was looking into the SCOPE program, I was pleasantly surprised and pleased to see that it was very affordable, especially compared to some of the other programs I had looked into. At the church I currently work at, they have a care ministry, and there's a care director and pastor who oversee that ministry. Because the care ministry is so extensive, there are many needs in many areas that I would be able to help if I had counseling background. And so I'm hoping that with this counseling degree, I'll be able to participate and be more involved in those different areas of ministry, as well as potentially step into a ministry role within the care ministry here. I think one of the biggest things that I learned through the classes that I took were from very simple lessons from some of the teachers, that God's Word is our only textbook we really need. And that really stands out to me, and especially in the counseling realm, because so often we're looking for answers elsewhere. I believe that God can use any circumstance in our life that He allows to happen for His good and His glory. And so because of the circumstances of my childhood and even some of the challenges I face as an adult with my health issues and just the stage of life and different things that I've reached, God is still able and willing to use me and anyone who is willing to say yes to Him. And so my prayer is that He will use me to be able to help others who are struggling and who have been through hard times or are currently going through hard times. And I believe that this counseling degree will equip me to be able to do that better. I would encourage people to take the biblical counseling program, because so often in our day and age, people are looking in the wrong places for answers. And sometimes that's even in the form of formal therapy, but that therapy isn't really pointing them to God's Word, and it's not really grounding them in the ways that they need. And so biblical counseling is needed and necessary, and I think that through the SCOPE program and the classes that I'm taking in the counseling degree, I'm learning more and more about how God's Word has all the answers we need and all the answers we're looking for. And I want to be able to pass that along to other people.